Hi, boys and girls. We're learning about the life cycle of the frog. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at a Nearpod and go through some slides talking about it. Now, as you know, frogs are one of the coolest animals out there. They are called amphibians. What's really cool about them is that they actually start their life in the water, and as adults, they can live on land. So that means they start as babies being able to breathe underwater using their gills, that'd be like right here on them, so they can actually breathe through their skin. And then as they get older and become adults, they develop lungs just like you and I have that let them breathe on land. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Nearpod. Okay, I think that's it right there. All right, here we go. The life cycle of a frog. All right, now we're going to be talking about how its actual life cycle and how it changes from from an egg to an adult. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. Did you know tadpoles can breathe through their skin and that adult frogs have lungs just like we do? So all living things go through three basic stages in a life cycle. Some actually go through four, just like in the case of a frog. Now, all frogs start off life like an egg. Yep, not those kind of eggs. These are eggs that are actually going to be in the water. And if you look at them, they kind of look like little eyeballs. They are covered in a protective jelly like goo. So each of those little eggs, that is a baby frog. Now, the reason they're in that jelly like substance because it allows the eggs to remain moist and it keeps them alive. Now, once the egg hatches, it does not look like an adult frog yet. It's going to look like a tadpole. So if you take a look here, you see that there is a tail. There are no legs, but you can kind of see where those legs are going to start forming from. At this point, a tadpole has gills and is only able to survive in the water. Okay, here's another picture. As the tadpole grows, it develops legs and it begins to absorb its tail. Okay, so you can see this tail is going to start going away. And you can see right here, you can see that hind leg right there. Now it is in stage three and it is called a froglet. And you can clearly see we got the two front legs, the two back legs, and there's that tail, which is slowly getting absorbed into the frog's body. Now, the final stage of the frog's life cycle is, well, the frog. Okay. At this point, frogs breathe air using their lungs, just like you and I do. Let's take a quick look here at this picture. Now, this is a picture of the frog life cycle. I'm sorry, you can see here it's been a little cut off in this preview. But whenever you look at a life cycle, you're going to want to start with the baby or the eggs. So let's go ahead and see. Here are the eggs right here. And then we're going to want to look at the arrows and see what and follow the direction that the arrows are pointing. So a frog starts off as an egg. Those are those gooey jelly-like eggs. And then it's going to move down to become a tadpole. As a tadpole, you can see that it has no legs and there is a tail. At this time, they are still breathing through their gills and living in water. Eventually, legs will form. So we now have a tadpole with legs. And then we're going to jump to the froglet and eventually a full grown frog. Okay, so here we have a fill in the blank, and you can see these little white boxes. Our job is to fill in these boxes with the word bank from below. So let's go ahead and take a look at our word bank. This first word here is moist. Metamorphosis. A metamorphosis is a change. Think of the butterfly that changes from a caterpillar into a butterfly, metamorphosis. Froglet, frog. Tadpole, gills. Egg, lungs. So it says blank is the first stage of the life cycle of a frog. Well, let's see. That first stage, oh, it's going to be eggs. So eggs is the first stage in the life cycle of a frog. Oh, it actually is going to let me drag those up. So there we go. Eggs need to stay blank so they don't dry out. So they need to stay, that's right, boys and girls, moist. The second stage in the life cycle of a frog is blank. Well, let's see. We got frog, froglet, tadpole. I already did eggs, so now I'm going to go for tadpole. All right, if you guys chose correctly, go ahead and give yourself a little pat on the back. Now, I know a tadpole has a tail and no legs, so it's living in the water. So let's see. Tadpoles breathe using their, got lungs and we got gills. Well, tadpoles live in the water, so they have to use their gills. If you got that correct, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. Blank is the third stage in the life cycle of a frog. Well, let's see what we have. We have froglet, metamorphosis, frog, lungs. So I know it's going to end up as a frog. So the third stage must be froglet. Frogs breathe using their, I already used gills. And once they're a frog, they can live on land. So they must use their, that's right, boys and girls, lungs, just like you and I. Blank is the fourth stage in the life cycle of a frog. Metamorphosis or frog. So it must be frog. Frog is the fourth stage in the life cycle of a frog. The process that changes the frog from an egg to an adult is metamorphosis. Very good. Okay. Last week, toward the end of last week, I did send you your own Nearpod on the frog life cycle. Please make sure you go ahead and do that and go through each of the slides and do the activities as they ask you to. Okay, let's go ahead here. Stop sharing. All right, boys and girls, that's it for our lesson on the frog life cycle. Please look out for other lessons that I'm going to be sending via Class Story. Have a good day, you guys, and I miss you.